Cutting Tool Designer here. Been a while since I posted a video. I apologize for that. Had a lot of business stuff going on, family issues, things like that. I do have some stuff coming up here soon. Had picked up a Delta table saw, so I have an assembly of that video coming up. Also bought a bandsaw mill from Harbor Freight. Got it on sale for $1,800 plus shipping. There's some video going to be coming up of that, of some of the assembly and actually using that, and pretty pleased with that. But really the point of this video is another purchase that I picked up here recently, and it is a 10-inch South Bend. I think they call this the Heavy. So I thought maybe I'd show you what I've got here. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. And I'll throw the tailstock back on. And we'll come over and take some good close look at it here. And I'll show you what all options I got with it. Better lighting here without reflection from the outside. So how I ended up coming about getting this is there was an auction near me from one of the local vocational technical schools. Some of the other schools around the area are getting rid of older equipment, so I actually picked this up for $506, and it actually looks like it's in extremely good shape. We'll get some close-up shots of some of the stuff. Yeah, tailstock came with the right wrenches. Moves real nice. Number 2 Morse taper. I had it only came with a dead center. A friend of mine had a number 2 Morse live center that it doesn't fit any of his equipment anymore. So now I got myself a live center. My first gift for the new lathe. It did come with the collet assembly, so it's got the thread cover and the I believe they're 5C by the looks of it. I know some of the smaller South Bends were 3Cs, but I'm pretty sure this is a 5C. The only thing I don't like is they must have replaced this pin, and it protruded a little bit, so they actually just ground this whole thing down, so there's a little bit of a booger job on there. Thread dial came with it. Closer. Now, I've disconnected the compound. It's got about, I'm going to say 20 thousandths of play in the lead screw, and the cross slide has about 120 thousandths in it. But everything is tight. There's no wobble in either the apron or the cross slide. The rack and pinion seems to be pretty tight the whole way through. This is all the more play I have in that. You could probably shim that rack down just slightly, take some of that away. Of course, it has the cross feed, reverse and forward, along with the cam lock for the clutch. Half nut, I haven't taken a look at that. There does seem to be a little bit of play in that. The screw itself doesn't look too bad, but won't really see until I get it apart. The lock works good, and it also came with a 4-jaw chuck. It's pretty rusty, but it can be cleaned. threaded it right on without any issues. And the spindle, see if I can get this off without dropping it. Yeah, there we go. All right. Now the chuck itself, like I said, is pretty dirty and rusty, but there's no side play. Hardly any side play in the jaws. A little bit back and forth on the screw, but that's not a problem. But the side play is really what the critical part is. That looks pretty good, so I think this will clean up real well. So we can get you in maybe a little bit closer on the spindle. It looks in excellent shape. Does need cleaned up a little bit, but not too bad. It doesn't seem to be, get this in neutral. I couldn't feel any end play. Of course, I didn't put an indicator on it yet. I'll probably do that here at some point, but I'm going to disassemble all this and clean it up and check everything out. And all the gears, I checked them out before I even bid on it. Everything looks good. The cone pulley is in excellent shape. The belt is still pretty solid, though it's got some spots in it that look like something got caught on it. Got ripped a little bit there, but still pretty solid. And the back gears work. Then I have to pull that out here. Disconnect the bull gear. Spins real nice. I didn't find any issues with gears on this at all. And it also has the standard quick change gear assembly on it, which I went through all the gears, manually turned it. I haven't had this under power yet. There's a little slop in there side to side, so it might need new bushing so that it slides a little easier. It just binds a little bit when you try to move it. The threading cover plate here looks like it must have been replaced because it does not have the catalog or the bed length on it. This is a 4-foot bed, and it also says South Bend Lathe, an employee-owned company. I forget what year they sold to the employees. And see what else we can look at here. Okay, the end gears. Everything looks good there. All the teeth are in good shape. Everything moves. And this has the large spindle also. The only thing that's missing here is the little threaded knob to lock the guard. And of course the reverse and forward gears seem to work pretty good. No issues there. And let me see if I can get you in a little closer on what the ways look like. I'm going to do this kind of handheld, so a little bit of boogering here and there, not much. I really was not able to really fill much of a ridge at all on either the inner or the outer V-ways. So I'm very pleased with that. So I don't think I'm going to have a lot of work on the ways to do. We'll say the, probably can't see it, but these cups had oil in them. So that's a good sign that it was maintained. Now the motor that's in it is only a three-quarter horsepower. So I'll probably want to change that at some point because I'm actually thinking about putting in a VFD to control the speeds. The bottom cone pulley looks good. Looks like it was taken care of. The locking mechanism, belt tensioner, all seems to work fine. And this side over here is of course storage. That's not the original switch. Somebody had done some modifications. It looked like it probably had something mounted here at one time. Looks like something was mounted here at one time. So it's supposed to be forward, reverse, and stop. I'll probably change that out, especially if I put a VFD on it. And give you a look at some of the other accessories that I got with it. Come over here in some boxes. Okay, well, let's just slide over here. Alright, this box, complete steady rest. Looks in actually pretty good shape. Just a lot of crap on it and needs cleaned up. I don't see any issues with it anywhere, so I'm pleased with that. And this box, the other things I got were, looks like another tailstock spindle. I'm assuming probably maybe this one was the original one, or one was in it before it, and they replaced it with the one that's in there. But I don't really see anything wrong with it other than might have some slop. Doesn't look like it has a lot of serious wear on it. Actually looks in pretty decent shape. Got the follower rest. It also looks like it's in pretty good shape, just needs cleaned up. Doesn't look like it has any damage to it whatsoever. The only thing I don't have is the bolts to bolt it to the cross slide. Did get also the micrometer bed stop. It moves and turns and everything is in good shape. Only thing I don't have is the bolt, which, you know, that's not a big deal. But I got the mount and everything for it. Those are hard to find sometimes. They definitely usually don't come with the lathes. Looks like part of a live center that died. Another wrench for the tailstock. So I got an extra one of those. Dead center. And I got one lantern tool post. Okay, one lantern tool post and a spare cone bottom. And a lot of other, I got like 4 extra of these. Looks like 2 different sizes. That's probably why I have 2 of these. One's probably for a different width. Tool holder, which I'm sure it is because I've got these tool holders, which are 2 left-hand configurations in a straight. And these look like they're probably 1/2 inch. And these are Armstrong. That one is. That's an Armstrong. That's an Armstrong. And I think, yeah, another 1/2 inch, but this one's actually a cutoff holder. How lucky is that? Takes a standard straight high-speed steel bit. Not sure what the brand is on it. It says JS. Looks like it's got a little boogering on it, but not too bad. Should clean up and should be salvageable and usable. And I've got looks like the 3/8 ones for 1/4 inch high-speed steel bits. These ones are probably for 3/8. So I've got a right hand, a left hand, and a straight on. So I got some basic tool holders at least to start with. So I'm very pleased with that. And I do have the manual drawbar for the collet. And that came with it, but it's in solid shape, but definitely needs cleaned up. Most of it's just surface rust. Threads look good. I don't have a collet right with me to screw on there. Excuse me, just get something to wipe my hands with. And we'll move you back over. And really the back side of the ways, you can see some divots and dings right in here, but this is on the tailstock one. Most of the ones on the main apron lathe, get this loosened up. looking really good shape. There's little dings here and there. And again, the backside doesn't seem to have hardly any ridge to it either. And when I moved the apron down to this side, it seemed to tighten up. So I was like, oh, there must be some wear in there. But I went through and cleaned up the bottom of the bed right here. And now it moves nice and smooth the whole way. So it must have been just the gunk under there. And see if we can get you in here for a closer look at the lead screw. Overall, it looks pretty good. It does show some wear more towards the center, but I think we're okay. Got the original South Bend tag there for the leving foot. But the only oiler piece that I think I have to replace is the oiler cap is broken off of this one here, so I probably want to replace that one. For anybody that's interested in anything, here is the serial number. It's at 10779 RKL14X. I'm not sure what the X stands for, but I know the RKL indicates that it came with the large bore, and you can see the bore there. Zoom in on it. It's a pretty good sized bore. I didn't measure it, but I think that's like 1 9/16. And here's the back side. But the only major divot I saw, I think, is right here. A little ding. But that shouldn't interfere with the usage of the ways. And on the cross slide, see if we can get you up here. We'll take that out of the way. And down here, you can see there's some wear on there. Get my greasy fingers on it now. I just tried to clean it a little bit. So there is some surface wear, probably from chips being drug across it, but I don't see any issues up here where it's hitting. And again, this is all very tight. The gibs look like they're still in pretty good shape. But the only thing on the compound, most of these are pretty well boogered up, is I do have one spot right there and right there. Nothing major, nothing at all. But other than that, it's actually in pretty solid shape. As with pretty much all of this machine. Considering, according to serial number 2, I believe this is supposed to have been built in the year 1958 sometime. Have to do a little more research on that. If anybody wants to look up that serial number and leave a comment, any other information you can find out about it, please leave a comment, let me know. So other than ripping her apart, cleaning her up, and a few screws missing here and there on the base, and other than that, I am extremely pleased with this purchase. And I know this is a wood shop, but I also wanted to get into some metalworking too, and eventually I plan on getting a small mill. Not sure what kind yet, depends upon what deal comes along. But couldn't pass this up. And basically, it's just the right size. And where I'm going to put it is along this wall over here. Now I got to get some plumbing stuff taken care of and clean all that out, but this lathe will fit right in there. Still have some room to open the door there and not be running into the door there. So it's a perfect spot for it. I still have to finish running 220 line into the shop. Even this machine tag here, I don't know if it was replaced or not. This brass one, it looks like it'll clean up real nice. None of the paint is actually in excellent shape. It's not peeled off anywhere or gouged or anything. along with the bearing information, how to service the bearings. That looks in excellent shape also. So, all in all, I'm extremely pleased, and there will be a series of videos of me disassembling this and cleaning it up, probably getting some paint and repainting it. And we'll go through that step by step, but I'll probably do it in segments. I'll probably work on individual components, probably the tailstock, and then the cross slide, and the apron, all that kind of stuff, gearbox, and then we'll work on the headstock, and then we'll work on the base of the lathe, and then also the rest of the chip pan and the entire base down here, along with make some leveling feet to put this up with. So all in all, I got enough to get started with. Probably need to get some collets. I would like to get a 3-jaw chuck sometime, either a 5 or a 6-inch or an 8-inch. Probably a 6-inch would be fine. Anybody have any idea of where one in fairly decent shape would be at a decent price? Let me know. And you know, I'll practice on the 4-jaw. It's been a long time since I tried to line anything up in a 4-jaw chuck. I mean, I'll never get to be as good as Adam Booth or Keith Fenner, but you know, give me a day or two, I can probably at least get close to Tom Lipton. But yeah, I'm very pleased with this. So if you really want to see what we do with this, as we take it apart, get it cleaned up, put it back together again, get it back into service. Again, we're probably going to put a VFD on it. And if you do, please subscribe so you can follow along. If you're interested, give me a thumbs up. And hopefully I'll get some more videos out here very soon. Like I said, I've got a bunch of stuff that I haven't had a chance to finish yet that will be coming out. And then we're going to get started on this project also, along with the base for our CNC CRP 4848 router that needs to get up here pretty soon. So hopefully with the weather outside turning more towards winter, I'll have a little bit more inside time to work on things. And we'll go from there. So appreciate you watching. Till next time, take care.